Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today. And just as I started this reading, my neighbor started to trim their edges. So if you can hear buzzing in the background, that's what's going on. Of course, big news is that the interviews have dropped. I think there's one or two more to come. Pretty terrible. Very angry Harry, having a real go at certain people. And today I'm just looking generally at responses. I've done a reading on public response to Harry. Seems to be digging his grave with the public. That was the first reading. Second reading today that I'm doing is Prince William. I'm using the After Tarot for this reading. It is the Breakup and Makeup Tarot deck. Sometimes I'm not able to make up after a breakup. And I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I'm going to look at Prince William, who apparently is devastated. And as I shuffle, let's remind you, this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion, or just speculation. I read on the royals because they're an archetypal family, and we can learn from archetypes and apply them for learning to our own lives. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below. Celtic cross coming up. Apparently, sources close to the royal family are saying that Prince William is devastated at the level of detail that Harry has revealed, how far he has gone. They're saying that he has crossed a line with Prince William, and that Prince William will not be able to reconcile with him now. Of course, he has referred to Prince William as his arch nemesis. He has talked about all kinds of very intimate personal things. He's had a real go at Prince William's wife. It's her birthday today. Her birthday, as usual, since Meghan Markle has been on the scene, has been overshadowed by Harkle drama, quite deliberately, according to Neil Sean. Very intentionally, this book and all the press around it, very deliberately calculated, according to Neil Sean. I'm just repeating what Neil Sean said, to cause maximum upset to Catherine on her 41st birthday. Charming by her sister-in-law. That's the goss. Celtic cross coming up. We're going to have a look and to see how William's doing, how he's feeling, what's going on behind the scenes. How will he respond, if at all? His attitude to Harry now. Will he be able to reconcile? And pressure he might be under, including Harry's mental health, because Harry does not look like a well man in these interviews and in the book. He seems extremely damaged, dangerously so, in my opinion. Underlying energy of this reading is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. That is the three of them. It's done. The three of Pentacles in reverse. They were the three of them. And Harry said he felt like a spare wheel when it was just him and William and Catherine. It's the team, the teamwork and cooperation card. Let's just show you this one. After Tarot is sort of 5 minutes after the Rider-Waite. And the job is done now. Normally it's a craftsman who's busy and there's a little couple telling him what to do. It's quite interesting now. The work is finished and the craftsman is walking away. It's the end of the team. There is no going back to the three of them. Madame, of course, the wife, will not be welcome in any circumstances back, I'm sure. But there is no possibility of this little team ever being reconstituted and the three of them ever being happy together. And that's very sad. That's done. That's over. That's the end of that. So let's see William. How is he feeling today? The Hierophant. Very, very, very strong and very solid. So don't worry, he may be devastated, but he is, I'm getting this more and more from him. I'm getting a little bit emotional when I say it. I think he's, I want to say, almost on his knees praying with that card, with the Hierophant card. It is the royal family card. It is, of course, the connection between the mundane and the divine. It's rules, it's regulations, it's doing the right thing, it's being committed to a path, to an organization. He is completely, the dog starts shouting again, he's completely committed to his path, to the royal family, to the institution, to the higher path, to his calling, to his learning, because the Hierophant is about learning as well. He's committed to the late Queen. The Hierophant represents her very much, the Taurus. It's a major arcana for Taurus. It's a huge card. I can't tell you what the kind of power is coming off it, because it's somebody who is dedicated and devoted, and he's on the right path, he's on the right trajectory, and he's absolutely committed to it. But he's also very devout. And whatever his spiritual basis is, I have no idea, and it's none of my business to know. But this is not somebody who is out partying and carousing and carrying on. He's in a very spiritual place at the moment. Not saying you can't be in a spiritual place if you're out partying and carousing. That came out wrong. It's just somebody who's in a thoughtful place right now. What's crossing him, what's burdening him, challenging him, obstructing him at the moment? Justice in reverse. He feels that things are very, very, very unfair right now. And it's interesting that the justice figure has these two riches here. It's almost like it's the two of them, the two brothers in front of justice. And the one is in the royal robes, and those will be the coronation. You know, he'll wear gown like that at the coronation, as far as I understand it. And the other one is a wretch. And look at this wretch, injured, scruffy, with the bandage around his head, dirty, beseeching. And there is justice, but it's in the reverse. William feels that there is something terribly unfair about all of this that's going on. And of course it is unfair. He may be committed to his path and dedicated and devoted and all the rest of it, but there is a sense of terrible injustice, that this should be happening and that he should have to deal with this. And that he should be judged, basically, with this person, with this wretch, joined with them with this person in some sort of karmic cycle, because this is what justice is about. I'm sure he's sitting there thinking, what on earth have I done to deserve this? And very often, when you end up in a situation like that with someone you've cared for, you've looked after, you've treated so kindly, you've helped so much, you've been so patient with and forgiving and supported and uplifted, and then they turn around and stab you in the back, but do it very publicly. And this is not confined to the royal family. It happens in the world. It happens in just ordinary families. And the person who's stabbed in the back thinks, what on earth have I done to deserve this? But these kinds of tests often come to you when you are following a very spiritual path, and when you are on that path. And so this is what's going on with Prince William. What's going on behind the scenes right now, and particularly with the king, with King Charles? Are they having conversations about what to do? Are they having conflict? Just anything that universe wants to tell us, a little peek behind. Page of Wands is messages going on. Positive, it's my PR card. Spin, and it's behind the scenes, so I think sending out messages, sending out junior foot soldiers. And I can't think of what messengers are called in military terms, but you know what I mean. Of the army camped under one side of the hill and then other one on the other side, or the valley, and the poor little person has to go trotting along with a message from one army to the other. It's that kind of vibe with this Page of Wands, that stories are being released. Messages are going out, messengers are being sent out to the press, and we're getting it. We're seeing things. The friends are coming out and saying they can't believe how low Harry has stooped, and they're considering whether they will tell what they know. It's that kind of, it's not nasty stuff. It's just reminding that there is another view, that there is another angle, there is another side to the story. That's what's going on in messengers. It's upright, Page of Wands, so it's not dirty tricks, it's not dirty dealings. It's just trying to put out good news, positive stories, to try to counteract this. What's his focus right now? It is his wife's birthday today. What's his focus? King of Swords. He's very focused on being a cool. This is a self-mastery for a water sign man, a Cancerian, whose family has been attacked. Never mind, he himself personally has been attacked. His wife has been attacked. His daughter was attacked. by Meghan Markle with all that dress-fitting stuff. But he is being cool. He's keeping his cool. He's being strategic, and he's going to be silent. With that sword pointed down tells me that there's a silence here. He's going to stay. He's not going to retort, not right now. He's going to just focus and think and ponder, be very strategic, very wise, very cerebral, very unemotional in his response, and sort of rise above it with that King of Swords. And if he does respond, it will be very wise, it will be very clear, it will be very it won't be messy. It might come like a lightning bolt. It's also, just by the way, it's a lawyer's, the King of Swords. He might actually be considering legal recourse, talking to lawyers, talking to experts, talking to people in intelligence, gathering information, doing that kind of thing. But he's in king mode here, sending out little messengers there. But he himself is in king mode. He's very dominant. He's very in control. But he might, just getting a vibe off that he might be almost sending the spies out or receiving reports from the spies. I'm getting very, it's very military, but we're dealing with a campaign here. We're dealing with two armies that are opposed to each other. And there was that very funny Twitter thread, the Battle of Home Base. I've forgotten where, on the M25 in London, but it's got that energy, and you can bet your bottom dollar that they all had a good laugh at that. I'm sure friends pointed it out if he wasn't aware of it, and it's the kind of thing that I'm sure would amuse and just lighten the energy, a bit of levity. But that's actually the vibe, is of being strategic and getting your troops in line and doing whatever you do. I have no military expertise, as you can tell. And for those of you who do, apologies, but you get the drift, hopefully. How was he feeling in the run-up to this latest fiasco? Braced, ready, he's sensationally strong at the moment with that Emperor card. It is the King of Kings, basically, the Emperor. It's a father as well. It's the archetypal male, and I can use that word archetypal correctly. The Emperor, planning. That's what he does, the Emperor. He sets things in motion. He strategizes and he makes things happen. He leads. And I think he was rallying troops. I think he was battle stations. He was getting his resources together. He was actually, I think, the one in charge of the response. I think Charles just thought, no, I can't deal with it. It's all too upsetting. I'm too old. There's too much going on, especially if Pearl Camilla is going to be dragged into this yet again. So I leave it to you, Wills, or Willie, or whatever his name is, and you deal with it. And so he's dealing with it. How is he going to deal with it? How is he going to respond in the near future? What's going to happen? The Chariot, there he is. That's him. So many major arcana coming out in this reading. It's quite scary. The Chariot is William, is the Cancerian, driving forward, and he's holding those opposing forces together, is what the Chariot does. The Chariot is strong enough to pull that team who might be pulling in different directions, the black and the white, and I don't mean that in a racial sense. I just mean yin and yang energy, opposite energies, who are pulling in different directions. He pulls them together, and he uses their opposing energy to push forward. It's kind of a physics kind of a problem, the Chariot, but it's very driven, it's very focused, it's very dominant, it's out there, get your message out there. I think he'll appear in a very, very regal way at some event. He will go out, he will be seen out in public, he will appear, he will be seen to be very strong, very focused, very in control, very purposeful. So he's going to show up. He's got a plan. He got the plan way back there. He's getting his spies are bringing information to him, and the plan is going to be executed with this card. It's more than just going out and doing a meet and greet and a walk around at some, I don't know what, where royals show up and do their thing at some event or some function. It's more than that. It's putting that plan into motion. Very, very driven, very focused, very determined to get the outcome that he wants. We'll find out what the outcome is that he wants, or what he hopes to get. But attitude to has been right now. Is there reconciliation on the cards, or is that it for has been? He wants has been back. Believe it or not, consistent with this 10 of Cups. He wants has been back in the fold, protected and safe in that 10 of Cups. That's brought back into the family, brought back into the love, into the shield of love that is around him. Yeah, this is not, it's done, it's over. We're talking about his attitude to Harry. I'm not talking about his attitude to his own family. I'm talking about literally his attitude to Harry with this. Can he forgive? It's scratched on my notes. I always have my notes here, my piece of paper that sits with me as I do these readings, written the questions out. Universe knows what I'm asking. 10 of Cups. Bring him back into the fold. It's very emotional. It's the first time emotions have shown up here. Very important to William to bring him back. I wouldn't like to be the person who the spies have gone out to investigate. Just saying. But yeah, wants him back in. Even if it's an illusion of happy families, but he's ready to play that game. He is ready to say, I still love my brother and he's a much loved member of the royal family. He'll say that. He's prepared to say that, even if in his heart of hearts he doesn't mean it. And he is devastated, and I'm sure he is devastated. He's only a human, and any mere mortal would be devastated right now. But he's seen the bigger picture, and that's the bigger picture, 10 of Cups. Pressure is the under, and the pressure I have scratched in my notes, scribbled in my notes. I don't use a quill. Scribbled in my notes. Mental health, perhaps. What pressure is William under with all of this? It's the it's the Lovers, and I had to draw clothes on them, so I didn't get in terrible trouble with YouTube again. The trouble is the marriage goes on, and that sword needs to drop on those Lovers. The apple is being handed over to has been over there, the temptation. He accepted the apple. The angel watching it, the angel needs to drop that sword and separate the Lovers. But at the moment, the problem is the marriage. The problem is herself, but she might be being taken care of over there, and over there. But yeah, that's the pressure. That's the problem. That's the issue that William has to deal with. He has to deal with the fact that Harry's been still seemingly is, and somehow in thrall to her, even though people are talking about separating, and I have seen that there is some degree of discomfort there in the relationship and distance. But this is a big deal still, this relationship, because this is the story that they sold to everybody. We're so in love. We were the only ones in the royal family that married for love. I sacrificed everything for her. And off I went, because mean and nasty royal family, racist royal family, wouldn't accept her, judged her because she's divorced and biracial and older and blah blah. That story has got to be unraveled, and there are ways of unraveling it with the truth. And who has the truth? That one, our King of Swords. So hopes and fears for William. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. He wants his brother back. He hopes. He hopes that he can get him back. He hopes that their relationship can be restored. These cards show how evolved he is as a human being compared with the rich. He is chained to in this picture here, comically bound to. He wants the innocence, the play. He wants the childhood back. He wants the friend back, the brother back that he had when he was young. Very clearly, that's what he's hoping happens once he's got rid of that one, the snake in the Garden of Eden. So, outcome. outcome. And the outcome is not going to be happy, unfortunately. This is Prince William. It looks like he is going to be very sad by the outcome. And there's somebody stomping off there in the distance. This is the after tarot, remember? It's not the... It's a little different to the normal Rider-Waite. It's just taken it further into the future. And there is this woman now who is standing grieving over the cups that have been spilled while someone stomps off. And I'm getting that the woman grieving is basically Prince William and Diana, her energy in him. The water signs grieving over what is lost, and Harry marching off. I don't think Harry is going to be susceptible to whatever overtures are made. Because of this, because of pride, because of ego, because of whatever. This is me speculating, trying to interpret this card, trying to understand this 8 of Cups in reverse. That's the outcome. But it looks like it's going to be sad for Prince William. It's not going to be, whatever happens is not going to be a happy outcome. Let's take a clarifier. Let's see if we can get any more information on that card. These readings do go on and on. But anyway, this whole thing is all consuming at the moment. And because I think we're in the end of it all, I have to shuffle just slightly out of camera because otherwise I knock the microphone attachment to the camera. It's not ideal. But can you tell us about that 8, please? We've got 2 cards, and we got the 2. Somebody makes a decision and somebody gives up and walks away. This way around. 2 of Swords is decisions, upright, can't make a decision, not ready to make a decision, don't have enough info, but there is a decision, there's a difficult decision, and somebody is let go. Something is dropped. 10 of Wands in reverse. Somebody gives up, cuts somebody and gives up. I think that William is going to have to let go of his brother. I think it's going to be Harry's choice really to walk away. And that's very sad because he doesn't want to. He really doesn't want to. He would like Harry back. He really would. He hopes for it. All these cards are telling me that. 10 of Cups and 6 of Cups. He really, really, really wants this person back in his life. He wants to go back to the good old days. But you can't go back to the good old days. Even with the 6 of Cups itself upright, you can't go back. You can't go back to the past. William is going to be okay. Whatever plan he's executing is fine. He is going to just carry on, drive forward with his life. But yeah, this isn't going to work out the way he wants it to work out. It looks like he's very much going to have to make a very difficult decision to let go of this burden that he's been carrying, the burden being Harry, and just drop him and let him go off there into the distance. And we'll do a has-been reading when I have the strength for it and see how it's going to go for him with these wild accusations and all of this, what is going to happen to him in the near future. But that is William. William himself is fine, but it does look like, despite what he would like and hopes for, the relationship looks like it is over, but it looks like the decision is actually Harry's, not William's. So that's the reading. Sad reading. Sad for anybody who's in a similar predicament out there who might be watching this. But that's the reading for today, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.